not many games come about, where you have a launch of a game and you sort of feel satisfied with the money that you spent. Here comes Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, and literally I've sunk, I think, around 200 hours on this game at this point, and I wanted to kind of give a little bit of time before I kind of put together a video like this, because of rose-tinted glasses and all that kind of thing. But as far as live service games go, this is probably the best £60 I've ever spent on a game in a long ass time, and I've never thought I'd ever say this about a Call of Duty game. Well, I'll just kind of like go into just quickly, what you get with this game just right off the bat. So obviously we've got Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer, DMZ, and Warzone. So obviously with Modern Warfare 2, we'll just go through each of these modes like straight. So Modern Warfare 2, this is basically the PvP experience. So you've got quick play, which consists of all of these modes which you can select and deselect. So we've got Team Deathmatch, Free for All, Domination, Search and Destroy, Headquarters, Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, Prisoner Rescue, and Knockout. Now I haven't personally played Prisoner Rescue or Knockout, so I won't go too much into what those are, but they're obviously modes here to obviously consider. Then we've got Shoot House, which is basically like a small versus 4 map on the Shoot House map from 2019's Modern Warfare, and obviously in December's update we'll obviously have a remaster of Shipment from Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. That'll be added to this mode in December. Third person Mosh Pit, which is basically all the modes you get in quick play, but you get to play it in a third person with a third person camera if you like seeing your operator and all that kind of thing, or if you're just used to playing third person camera games. We've got this mode, the CDL Mosh Pit. So CDL is, for those that don't know, means Call of Duty League, and this is basically if you want to kind of play Call of Duty's multiplayer with the rule set that the esports players all use, you have the option to play Call of Duty the experience this way. So obviously now you've got some of your football bundles, but then we get to like for the sake of a comparison here, think Halo's big team battle mode. So we've got Ground War, Invasion, Tier 1. So with Ground War, this is basically what the Battlefield experience, large scale multiplayer map. I think it's 32 versus 32 players, don't quote me on that, I'm not 100% sure on the player count, but it's a lot. Obviously you've got your kill streaks, players, vehicles on massive sprawling maps. In Ground War, Invasion, it's the same like game mode as Ground War, with the caveat where I think it's a smaller player count, but with Invasion it adds AI into the mode, and the goal here is it's an escalating battle. So the longer the battle goes on, the more vehicles that get dropped, the stronger the AI enemies get put. So obviously it's PvP, and obviously you've got to try and obviously kill the opposing player. But when you've got AI which are really strong opponents to begin with human players, it kind of makes the dynamic really fun. And this is a really good mode for leveling up your weapons in as well. So if you've got rocket launchers, because there's so many vehicles, UAVs, snipers and things like this, is a really fun mode. If you're not too good of a player and whatnot, you want a bit more of a chilled experience, Invasion's a really good mode. Tier 1, basically this is hardcore for Call of Duty renamed Tier 1. I don't know why they've renamed it Tier 1, but alas. And I'm a bit confused as to why they put Tier 1 inside of the playlist where you expect to find all the BTB modes, because Tier 1 is basically the standard like 6 versus 6 modes. And then that's just the normal PvP. And obviously you've got demilitarized zones. Now there's been a lot of comparisons to a lot of different games, from Escape from Tarkov, obviously to The Division, and I spent a lot of time in this mode, and I'd say this mode, for comparison's sake, is quite closely aligned to The Division's Dark Zone. So and it also kind of serves as a bit of a way you can sort of learn the Warzone map as well. Obviously, you've got the entire map of Warzone. You can like pick up sort of mini missions, and you're thrown into an area with 25 other teams. Well, there's 25 other players all split into teams, so 3 or up to 3 players, but each lobby fits 25 players. Anyway, so yeah, there are missions for you to kind of do. The idea is you kind of get better gear and equipment, and you can take. You do these missions here down the right side, which are various objectives and stuff that you can do to help unlock things, such as contraband weapons, keys to unlock strongholds that you can go in and to unlock more things. You can get XP, weapon boosts, character skins, weapon blueprints. Though there's quite a fair bit to do. And obviously there is a weapon exclusive to this mode that you can go in, get and unlock, that you can take across all of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer experience. And there's a lot more to it, but I'm just trying to kind of like skim through these modes, just very loosely, so you get some sort of an idea. And then obviously you've got Warzone itself. Obviously we all know what Warzone is. It's BTB. There are various ways you can go about playing this mode. You can do it as the way it's meant to be played, with a team of 4. You can do it as a duo, trios, or you can go in on your own, so it's like 100 players in a lobby. I'm not sure if that's the correct number or not. It might be 150. And you go into Warzone just as a solo player. And again, this is all for $60, or at least it was on Steam. It might be obviously $70 for PS5, Xbox Series X. But the point still stands for all the games that have come out. So I get the aforementioned Division, Destiny, Halo. There's a bunch of other live service games where at launch you haven't had this much content to play with. So obviously that's just the modes. At this game's launch, you had 51 weapons that you get to pick and choose from, and to me this is the strongest part of Call of Duty's Modern Warfare. And yeah, I think the system is absolutely mind-blowing. Obviously more veteran players of Call of Duty will have a problem with how this system goes, but I think it's absolutely amazing. So like I've just said, you've got 51 weapons, and the way it's all interwoven, it's just absolutely it's insane. So let's say we'll pick the M4 here. So I don't know how many people would have played Metal Gear Solid 5, but when you look at this, you should instantly think of the development tree for Metal Gear Solid 5. So let's say you've got the starting M4. You can level up a weapon, and as you level up a weapon, you unlock, let's say, various different weapons in the same weapon tree as the M4. So if you level the M4 up to level 16, you will unlock the Icarus 5.56. Level the Icarus up to level 8, and you unlock the M16. Level up the M4 to the Attack Recon, you unlock to level 4, you unlock obviously this weapon. And the FFS Hurricane at level 5, if you get the Attack Recon to level 15. Now this is so obviously, as you can see, the M4 is an assault rifle, the Icarus 5.56 is a light machine gun, M16 is an assault rifle, Attack Recon's a battle rifle, FSS Hurricane is an SMG. Now with all of these weapons, as you level all these different weapons up, you can then start swapping and mixing all of these attachments and stuff in between each of these weapons and all the family trees, and it's absolutely nuts how this all works. So let's say we wanted to build an M4, we go to the gunsmith. Obviously at this point I've got these weapons all maxed out, and you can start really kind of changing how it performs, behaves, and to suit your own play style. Obviously Call of Duty being the way it is, there are metas that are formed taking the strongest weapon, which is one of the AK variants, because of its time to kill. Certain accessories and all that kind of thing make it ridiculously overpowered. But for the casual player, I think this is absolutely incredible system. And you can start, I could change this M4, I can have it behave like an SMG. It's just it's crazy. So you can shorten the barrel, change the magazine size, and it just starts getting absolutely ridiculous. Or you can change it into like a long range, like semi-automatic sniper rifle, if you will. Like it gets absolutely nuts. And it's not just the M4 this applies, so you could do this across all of like the weapons inside of Call of Duty, with the exception of rocket launchers, because there's no other way a rocket launcher can behave, unless you want to turn into a nuclear missile, but obviously you can't do that with this, because that would be totally unrealistic. But yeah, battle rifles, you can do the same thing, and again, they have their own weapon trees. So with the Lachman 762, there's the LMS, the Rapage, Lachman sub, Lachman 556 battle rifle, I think, or is that an assault rifle? Yeah, it's an assault rifle. But yeah, marksman rifles, and obviously as you level up weapons, you unlock more weapons. So my preferred weapon, well, my favourite one, I've just swapped out my bloody Lachman, is the SPX 80. I absolutely adore this sniper rifle to bits. Yeah, you can. And then obviously these weapon loadouts are transferable across every single one of those game modes I've just mentioned. And the other thing I forgot to mention as well, on top of those game modes, you have co-op. Obviously on top of the campaign as well. I don't know why I've kind of missed these, but yeah, you've got the campaign, which is fun in itself. It's not amazing, it's not a mind-blowing story or anything like that. The campaign's fun, and the characters are all really likable. And on top of that as well, you've got co-op, which I think at this point 6 missions. I know they added 2 more with the last major update, and again, this game's only been out just over a month, and we've still got another massive update to come just before Christmas, where raids, which you should be familiar from the Division or Destiny 2, is getting added to Call of Duty. Obviously there are new maps and modes that are going to be added, and these are all free updates pending you've bought Modern Warfare 2. So again, still more bang for your buck. And then obviously you've got the Battle Pass. The way this Battle Pass system works is pretty good, although I do wish it was more granular. So how it works is, so think of each of these like areas as like their own countries, and when you go into each of them, you have to spend tokens that you get every time you level up, and you spend these tokens on each of these 4 areas. When you get all 4 of these 4 items, you then get access to the 5th, and you spend your 5th token to unlock that, and then that counts as the area done. So as you unlock one area, you then unlock what's adjacent to it, and then you can kind of sort of dictate what you want to unlock first. Now, for me personally, again, I said I wish this was more granular. I wish it wasn't a case of, right, I have to unlock and complete this area to unlock the one north of it. Because the first thing I wanted to do was start unlocking all of the items, skins and stuff for the sniper rifles, because that's what I prefer to use in this game. So with this battle pass, we got the Victor's XMR, which is the intervention from Call of Duty 4. So that's where you got the intervention, and then you start to get things like weapon skins and stuff for it, or other weapons like the MCPR in other areas. And I kind of wish you were able to kind of get to it and not have the prerequisite where you need to spend tokens on all 4 of these to get the 5th. Now, obviously, from I'm assuming a business standpoint, that if you went and bought a battle pass and you went straight for unlocking these things that you wanted straight away, you'd never spend your tokens on anything else, because obviously not everyone wants to unlock everything or use everything. So I guess my solution to that would be take Call of Duty points out the battle pass full stop, and once you've got all of these areas all done, you then unlock this last tier, which then gives you this character skin, and then there's like weapons and stuff. Make this last section more valuable. So put all the Call of Duty points you would earn across the battle pass in here, or make more weapons, skins and blueprints all in this, to really push players to really unlock the entire battle pass, rather, if the idea was, people would only pick and choose what they wanted. One of the strongest points of Call of Duty is I really do think Infinity Ward Activision have made a really conscious effort here to make this a really rewarding and player incentivized game. So everything I do, whether it's cosmetics like emblems, calling cards, weapon skins, what I buy in the store, I can use it anywhere across DMZ, Warzone, the multiplayer, with the exception of the campaign and co-op, I can take my loadout anywhere, or I can lock in any mode. Like in Warzone, you unlock, obviously you have to kind of get cash, kill players and stuff to be able to buy your loadout to use across Warzone. So any money you spend, any time, you know, that you've invested in, it's all rewarded. And I think it is an absolute excellent system and an economy of sorts. What they've done, like your own loadout, your own preferred weapons, is the centerpiece to every single mode you play. And I don't think I've seen a live service game pull off like player choice coming first, as well as Infinity Ward Activision have done with this game. I kind of felt like I needed to, you know, put this video together to at least make these points, because a lot of, you know, the live service games that I've played, you know, I don't think any of them have got them 100% right. Obvious, I'll take Halo Infinite. I love the gameplay mechanically. I find it so interesting, you know, drop your enemy shields to get the kill. It's rewarding, it's slower, you know, but the kill's rewarded. It's all about skill, you know, knowing the map, your positioning, where the enemies are, spawn rotations. Call of Duty lacks an element to it. However, now, for the more veteran players, they really hate how slow-paced Call of Duty is with this entry. So there's no reload cancelling. Bunny hopping to an extent has been nerfed. All these high skill like maneuvers that veteran players are used to in Call of Duty have been slowed down dramatically. It takes longer to get kills. For me personally, I love that. So if you're reloading, you've got to commit to reloading. And if you try cancelling your animation, where, you know, let's say you want to reload your weapon, but oh shit, there's an enemy in front of you halfway through your animation, you swap your weapon out, you get your kill, and then you swap back to your other weapon, you actually have to complete the animation to fully reload your gun before you're able to continue to use it. That adds like a 4D chess element to your gameplay and how you might approach an encounter. And like I said, that time to kill has been slowed down in a lot of aspects. Obviously, sniper rifle still one shot kill to the chest and stuff like that. Akimbo revolvers, boom, kill. Like, there are still those like overpowered like guns and weapons. But then I kind of come back to the time you invest in the game. Like, you spent time leveling up these weapons, getting their attachments, you know, and coming up with your own preferred build, and you know, it's rewarded as a result. And I think this game's moved in a lot of great directions, and I don't repeat myself, but I genuinely feel like, you know, that with everything live service games get wrong, you know, because there's a lot more that gets done wrong than it does done right. Especially when you kind of look at how gamers are nowadays and how, you know, we take on games. It's like even another element, like you go into your weapons, once you finish fully maxing out a level, you can then take these attachments that you've got and then you can fine tune their behaviors. So then if you wanted to kind of go absolutely nuts on like ADS speed down here, you can start fine tuning how it behaves. So obviously with an SMG, organically you get a lot more sprint speed while you're using an SMG. So you want to be able to go down sights quick. Now, a lot of players, content creators, videos, you look across YouTube, all that kind of thing, they'll say, here's my build of this weapon, max out ADS speed. But when you actually pay attention to the information you've got on screen, that's not necessarily the case, and you've got this big graph in the center. So when you're moving this up or down, you obviously see yourself changing how it behaves. Now, if I go all the way down to max speed, you know, you can see handling's just gone down when I've gone up, but as I pull max speed down, obviously it circles up. But is that really overall necessary? Because obviously, as you go back further up, accuracy starts getting hammered. So what you really want to do is you really want to kind of make the most of how you play as how your preferred play style is, and you want to kind of work out how you want the gun to behave. So yeah, I'd like max ADS speed, but I'd still like to be somewhat accurate and my handling half decent. So I'll adjust, let's say, this slider on the left so it goes so far where nothing else really detracts. So if you take a look at accuracy in the bottom right, you can see it moves like towards the center and moves out, and I want to try and get the most of how far the ADS speed will reach with handling without actually taking too much of a punishment. So around about there is perfect for me. So if I go any higher, accuracy just goes down further, but handling doesn't necessarily move. So yeah, this is ideally how I'd want my gun to behave. And yeah, you get to use across all the weapons. So again, you've leveled up all your weapons and you get to fine tune it later. I loadouts, weapons, this is the absolute centerpiece of this game. And yeah, so far I think Infinity Ward Activision have done such a great thing with this game. I can't emphasize that enough, and it's the third time I repeated it because I believe in it that strongly. And I can only hope, you know, let's say season 2 starts, that this kind of content is what keeps coming. Obviously, they've give all this at launch. DMZ is only in a beta, as an example, so that tells me they've got plans down the line, you know, how to make these modes all stronger. So even now with the update coming, where we're getting shipment raids added, DMZ's getting a brand new area added to the map that is going to be laced with secrets that'll be able to get you some really rare and powerful contraband weapons and things like that. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, I don't really do positive talking, as you will, in the general sense of things, but I feel like I needed to speak on behalf of this game for the things, because I think this game does a lot right. It's nowhere near perfect, but obviously there are performance issues, dev crashes, and like I said before, there are things like the battle pass which was just a little bit more granular. But it does more right than it does wrong, and no game's perfect. And I applaud Infinity Ward for this game. I really do. I have had such a fucking blast on this game. 200 hours in, and I really wanted to kind of put some time that it wasn't just, okay, I've bought this game, I played it for a few weeks and then I put it back down again. Yeah, bravo. So yeah, dude, but yeah, yeah, just wow, what a game. I honestly am excited for what's to come. It's like, even when I talk about games that I've played in the past, like Halo Infinite, and again, I love the gameplay, but it has nowhere near had this level of support to kind of keep, you know, the game fresh or reason to play, things to unlock. So I've just kind of stopped playing it. I do want to go back to playing it at some point, but when I've got a reason to. Obviously not going down that rabbit hole too far, because this video isn't about Halo Infinite, it's about Call of Duty and the things that it does right. So yeah, if you haven't, I strongly recommend, don't just get Warzone because it's free to play. Get Modern Warfare, because there is so much for you to do. And even if you just got Warzone now and you leveled up weapons inside of Warzone, and then you go and buy Modern Warfare 2, everything you've done to level up your weapons and what you've unlocked on Warzone, it's all unlocked, and you can take it straight through a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer and DMZ mode straight away. Like, yeah, it's a fantastic mode. So yeah, that's this video in a nutshell. I don't know what else to say, but yeah, I'm really mighty impressed. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please think about hitting, you know, the like button and subscribe. Massively appreciate it. I stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/serrated_viper. Obviously, you can find me playing Call of Duty. You'll find me going back to playing Halo Infinite. In a matter of days, we've got Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core Reunion, which I'll be playing to death. I've got a video to come later on today, if it's not already up, with my reactions to the Video Game Awards. So yeah, I'd massively appreciate it. All my social links will be down below in the description. Within my streams, I also build Gundam model kits, and if you're interested in any of that at all, I have an affiliate link down below where you can get up to like £5 off an order, and that will cover your next day delivery for a various amount of Gundam kits, some MG, HDs, high resolution models, RGs. There are pre-orders up for the Full Mechanics Gundam Aerial that comes out next year, the SD MG Freedom, and last but not least, you can also pre-order the MG EX Strike Freedom, which has obviously come out in Japan but launches it across the world in January of next year. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.